Hello and welcome back to the channel. Right now, Ben Carson is being looked at side-eyed right now because of something so very ignorant that he said. Very ignorant. He's ignoring some very, very, very simple things about black women because he has something going on in his mind that I just don't understand. The person whose article I'm going to be sharing with you, they are looking at this situation in the way that it should be looked at, because Ben Carson, he basically said that putting a black woman on Supreme Court is abominable. Abominable? Anyway, they're going to point out the fact that Ben Carson is saying that it's going to set a bad precedent for appointing someone who has no experience in a certain area. And it's going to set a precedent for future actions. They're going to point out the fact that he himself was put in a position that he had no experience in. He didn't have no problems with that, though. But a lot of the women that are being considered are very qualified in many areas, but he's so concerned about that. Anyway, I want you to listen at the article that I'm going to be sharing with you, and then I will be right back.
Former HUD Secretary Ben Carson has weighed in on President Joe Biden's commitment to nominate a black woman to the U.S. Supreme Court. Carson called Biden's plan abominable and accused the president of engaging what conservatives love to call identity politics. "This is America," Carson, who served under the currently legal embattled Donald Trump, said in an interview Thursday, January 27. "Many people fought and gave their lives to bring equality, and now we're reverting back to identity politics." He later added, "As we continue to do that, we're bringing more division to our country." It begs the question then, was it identity politics that got Dr. Carson appointed to the head of pediatric neurosurgery at Johns Hopkins? And if the same people who he said fought and gave their lives to bring equality did not also do so for the highly qualified black women on the SCOTUS shortlist? The black Republican didn't stop there, either. He said Biden could be setting a detrimental precedent by focusing on black women. If he can do that, then who else can do it in the future using the criteria that they want and completely ignoring all the progress that's been made, he said. One could also ask how someone with no background in housing and urban development was appointed to oversee it at the federal level, if qualifications are coming into question. Further, one of Trump's two Supreme Court nominees never argued an appeals case in her years of private practice, and has a track record of using legal technicalities to disenfranchise already marginalized people. But it's black women with decades of legal experience at all levels the former presidential candidate is concerned about.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to say as a black man, he ought to be ashamed of himself using such strong words. I mean, he could have said something very, very similar, got a point across about choosing someone who he feels is not qualified for the job without using the term abominable. Abominable? It's almost as if he's saying that's the lowest of the low choice that you could make. So as a black man, he ought to be ashamed of himself, especially knowing that many of the black women that they do select for any type of job like this usually are very, very professional, very well educated, very articulate, all of that. But yet he uses the term abominable. Now, if the president decided to select a white woman for the Supreme Court, I doubt very seriously if Ben Carson would have chimed in at all and definitely not used the term abominable. And so that shows you that our people, so-called black people, they have some serious problems with one another. Serious problems. Now, I can understand you having a problem if he was going to select some weird celebrity with some strange sexual deviant behaviors, or someone with some strange just out there attitude about life. But we're talking about professional women. But yet Ben Carson, a so-called black man, thinks that it is abominable. Wow. So much for the vote of confidence coming from a so-called professional black man. So anyway, this is how things are going in blackosphere, whatever you want to call it. This is how we look at one another. This is how we view one another. Anyone else is better than a so-called black person. It's bad enough that the rest of the world looks at us a certain way, which was prophesied. But we look at ourselves this way as well, which was also prophesied. It said that we would have an evil eye one towards another. Ain't that something? And there we are. Look at Ben Carson's eyes. He thinks it's abominable to put a black woman on the Supreme Court. So there you have it. I'm going to file this one under with a shaking of the head. I'm out of here, y'all. We hope you liked today's topic. Please leave your comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share it, like this video, and with that, we're out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.